Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again. I want to thank you guys for stopping in, taking a minute out of your day to join me for another video. As you can see, next up we're going to be working on another 55 Chevy Bel Air gasser. This is a Hot Wheels casting. And as you can see, it's still fresh in the pack. So we'll go ahead and crack this thing open. Throw it up on the turntable for you guys. Give me 1 second here. Alright, here she is. So yes indeed, it is a brand new casting. I have not drilled this one apart yet. You guys just saw me rip it out of the package. I'll let you check it out real quick before I drill it and do all that good stuff to it. Pull it apart and show you guys the interior and everything like I usually do. While I got you guys' attention, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for future uploads, like and comment on this video. I surely appreciate each and every one of you. Every single time you come back and check out another one of my videos, it is surely appreciated. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright guys, I'm going to cut it here. I'll get it drilled apart, and as usual, like I said, I'll show you everything we got going on with it. Stay tuned. Alright guys, and here we have everything pulled apart like I said. All drilled apart, ready to go. Starting with your die-cast body here. I do already have this one tapped as well. You can see up here in the front I've got a little Phillips head 256 button head screw in there, just so you guys could see it. And throw the other one right there for you. That's what I use. I use the stainless steel or the chrome looking ones from time to time as well. Just depends usually on what color the base of the car is, the chassis. I usually try to match the color of the screw with that. Again, usually these particular ones, these black ones, are Phillips head, which I like, but I also use the ones that take the little Allen wrench. Those tend to be stainless steel most of the time. Just depends on where I get them from. But as far as what I did to accomplish that, I'll show you guys real quick. I've showed some of you guys before, but in case you're new to the channel, I kind of want you to be able to see how to do this. And if you are new to the channel, thank you. I appreciate you checking out a video, and hopefully you learned something from this one. So generally I will start with a 1/16 drill bit. Before I even drill the car apart, I'll go ahead and drill my hole for the tap. And I do that because, let's see if I got another car to show you guys. Yeah, you see it's already got a nice little starting point right there. Gives you a nice little starting point to get your drill bit in. It keeps it nice and centered, and for me it helps me drill a nice little hole for the tap. And then once I drill that, you know, some castings you have to just kind of pay attention as far as like how much post you got in there, because you don't want to drill through the hood of your car or the rear or whatever post you're going after. Anyway, so once I finish with that, I'll drill into that with the 1/16 drill bit to start the tap hole. And then I will usually have to go back and hit it once or twice more once I've gotten the car drilled apart, because like I said, I just don't want to go too far. And as far as how far do you go with that one, again, it just really matters depending on your post size. You can see how long the post is on the rear back here. You can pretty much drill for days and you're never going to make it through the trunk lid. If you do, shame on you. This one, on the other hand, you see how short that post is? Now, I mean, it does have, you know, a lot of metal in between here and there. You can kind of see, but it's thin right there. You could possibly, you know, drill out the front or drill out the back of that in front or behind that little radiator. But so you have to be careful with that and just kind of pay attention. And usually what I like to do is, as I'm drilling, I'll drill it 2 or 3 times. And then just to gauge the depth, I'll take a toothpick and stick it down in that hole and just kind of put my fingernail down to the edge of it. And then when I pull it out, that shows me how far I've drilled down into that. And typically I can, I know about how long that screw is, so I know that's about where I need to stop. Anyway, moving on. Next up then, to actually drill the car apart, I will use a 9/64 drill bit. And again, you're just going to want to drill off that mushroom head. Once that's gone, you've gotten below that area. A lot of times if you do it just right, and I'm not saying that I do, but if you do, I have gotten a little bit better at it lately. It'll kind of just snap that mushroom head right off. But you have to be careful because you can drill into the plastic and tear your plastic chassis up. But anyway, so again, that's a 9/64 drill bit to actually take that mushroom top off of the post there. And then as far as the tap goes, you got your 256 T-handle tap here. This I happen to pick up at Bright Vision. And no, that's not a plug for them. They're not paying me for any of this. They did not send me any free taps. Shame on them. No, that's okay. I did happen to buy 3 of these though, because I've heard that they break. I don't know how easily they break. Now that I have 3 of them, I have yet to break one. Knock on wood. But your standard T-handle tap, 256 tap, you can pick it up, several different places. I just happen to get mine at Bright Vision. When you're running this tap into that hole, you're going to want to use some kind of lubricant. I've showed some of you guys before. This is the stuff that I use. Kind of looks like Vaseline, and Vaseline probably would work, to be honest with you. I don't know for sure, so don't hold me to that. But this stuff is treadmill lube. I got a treadmill. Needless to say, we don't use that as much as it needs lube, so I use it for this, and it works good. I have been told WD-40 is not a good lubricant to use with this. As far as what another lube is to use, I really don't know. You'd have to do some research on that and find out. But moving along, that's your tap. That's how to get into the car. You got your die-cast metal body there. Brand new windshield, brand new interior, brand new base. Obviously, I'm not going to have to do anything to the glass. It's new. Won't have to do any polishing, sanding, or dipping in the pledge or anything. It'll be ready to go. The interior, the engine and parts, I'll probably detail a little bit. May or may not detail the seats and the steering wheel and gear shifter. Typically I do. Probably will on this particular one. Probably end up being a matte black. And then you've got your plastic chassis here with your standard plastic wheels. And what I like to do with these, it's really easy to get these wheels out of these plastic chassis, because I'm going to just glue the new wheel axles back in anyway. I just go in and bend out these little tabs, and I don't mind if I break them off, because like I said, I'm just going to glue in the new ones. And you see they just pop out pretty easily. As far as your metal chassis, I do those from time to time as well, especially when I'm buying cars to pull the wheels off of. They tend to be a lot harder, but I still pretty much use the same process, and I go in and just bend out the tabs. Again, it's a lot harder to bend those out, but it can be done. I do the same thing with a screwdriver. I just go in and I bend those tabs out. I don't have my glasses on, so it's kind of hard for me to see where to get into this tab. There we go. Uh-oh, careful, don't stab yourself in the hand. These screwdrivers will put a cut in you like you would not believe. So there you go. Wheels are out. This one obviously will be getting a new set of rubber wheels. And next up, we're going to throw it over here, let it have its date with the stripper so she can take him for everything he's got. Try to keep all your pieces together. Let's see, I got my stripper. Good old citrus strip, that's what I use. Little piece of wire here. Just gonna run it through there like so. Throw it down in the stripper. Make sure you get it completely covered. And then hang tight. Gonna hang it up on my hook up here. Let all that excess run off back into the jar. Just save myself a little bit of money. Oops, I forgot to take the screw out of it. Not a big deal. I don't think there's any paint on that for it to strip off, so it'll be fine. And then I'll just let this hang here for about 10 minutes, let all that excess run off of it, and then set it over on a paper towel. And depending on how much of a rush I'm in, I'll either come back after 4 to 6 hours and rinse the paint off of it, which usually does the trick, but a lot of times I just let them sit overnight. So, showed you guys. You've probably noticed that I do a lot of customs from brand new cars, and I do that just because when I'm doing a custom, I want all the pieces, especially if I'm using plastic. I want these pieces to be in the best shape that they can possibly be in, versus, a car like this, which really plastic's not in too bad of a shape on this one, but a lot of times they'll get beat around and you can see the edges get kind of rough, and you can sand those down a little bit and clean them back up, and that's what I tend to do most of the time. But usually when I'm doing a custom, I like to use brand new castings. That way I get everything is nice and new when it goes back together. That being said, you guys probably might have seen the last video that I put out, which was the Gulf livery square body Chevy that I just did. That was a pretty rough casting, and it takes a lot of I don't know, it just takes a good bit to get them looking good again. And but I do like to do that. It keeps me fresh, and when I do something like this with all brand new casting pieces, it's a custom. You guys will probably see this soon. I'm not sure how soon, because I do want to do, I've got my mind on probably like 3 of these gassers. I've got another one about to come out. You guys will already have seen that one by the time this one makes it out. But anyway, I've got several more of these that I want to do. But I do enjoy doing these restorations, if you want to call it. If you want to call it that, I mean, that's what I call it. When I go to doing something like this, it's more of a restoration, custom restoration. But anyways, taking up a lot of you guys' time right now, so we're going to cut it here, and we'll be back with some more. Alright guys, I am back, and I went ahead and took the liberty of skipping through some of the other stuff that I usually show you guys. Typically I would show you guys the casting lines and my method of sanding them down and getting rid of them. Then I would show you the car and primer, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, went ahead and skipped through all that stuff for you guys. That last little clip was a little bit long, kind of detailed. Hopefully if you're new, you learned something. So I'll go ahead now and just show you guys the finished gasser, and here she is. As always, I think this one turned out absolutely beautiful. Really dig this one. I'm really getting into these gassers a lot, especially the 55 Bel Air gassers. These are my favorite gasser castings. So, I told you guys I've got several more of these coming, and I've got another one that I finished up shortly after this one, and I didn't put a video together on that one, but you guys will get a chance to see that on one of my Show and Tell Saturdays videos, which should be coming out pretty soon, probably this Saturday, because I've also got another bone shaker custom that I did for my son, and we'll probably get all those put together and show you those this Saturday, hopefully. But back to this one, you guys can see I went with like the American USA theme on this one. This one is pretty highly detailed. I didn't do the seats like I typically would on some of these. I just left them with that gold chrome appearance. The only thing I detailed on the interior for this one was the steering wheel and the gear shift. No, did not do the gear shifter now that I'm looking inside the car. I did the steering wheel in this same color blue as you see on the back wheels, and the tips of the exhaust here. And then just your usual stuff, detailed the tail lights, put myself a nice little Florida tag on it. Did something a little different with the headlights and the parking lights up front on this one. Just trying to keep everything in that red, white, and blue theme. I've seen some stuff done like that before, and no, it's not your typical color for a headlight or a parking light, but I think it just looks really sharp on this casting, and the way everything came out with that whole USA theme going on. But you can see I've detailed the engine base as far as the engine. Did some details on that. Went with the red details there. And then, of course, plastered it with a bunch of decals, a bunch of racing sponsors, Chevrolet, the Gasser class. Got some stars on that bad boy. And you can see I've got the beautiful Made in America Victory Girl. Kind of like a pin-up type deal. As well as you can see, I did the American flag on the roof. Thought that turned out pretty sharp. Definitely one of my favorite new customs. Painted up the wheels, blue in the back, red in the front, as you can see. Again, I just kind of, it's not your typical color for some of the details that I did, but again, I think it looks really cool like this. So happy the way that it turned out. I didn't do the detail on the tank on the front of the car there. Again, most of it I either wanted it red, white, or blue, or I just left it alone. So you got your window frame on the doors trimmed out in metallic silver, as well as the door handles. Didn't do any detail on the chassis for this one. Pretty much other than the steering wheel, all the details and stuff is on the exterior of the car, which you can actually see right now. Anyways, I don't want to take up too much more of your guys' time. Just wanted to let you guys check out the end result. Again, I think it turned out fantastic. I appreciate you guys for checking out the video. That is going to wrap this one up. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.